Hey everyone, this is Mike with CryptoTaxed. In today's video, we're going to do a little technical analysis on Bitcoin and the markets. We're also going to go over a little news, and we're just going to look at the market in general. But before we begin that, let's just go ahead and go over that quick disclaimer. Information provided in these videos and any other materials is for informational purposes only. It should not be considered legal or financial advice. You should consult with your own financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Alright, you guys, as you can see, I'm right here on TradingView, and this is kind of where we're at right now. As I've said in all the other videos, we're still just kind of going horizontal. I did leave my predictor up there, and I'm probably going to take it off after this video, but a few videos ago, I kind of looked at the charts. I kind of told you this is kind of what I expected to do, and I'm kind of shocked we're pretty darn close to that. I said we kind of trade around this horizontal line right here, which we have, and eventually we're going to break out as we get closer to this resistance level. And it's kind of really shaping out to be that way right now. We have a little bit of indecision in the market right now. As you know, in some of my other videos, I've talked about dojis and some other types of different indicators when you look at candlesticks to really look for, to kind of tell you where the market may or may not go. But right now the market is just so stable. It's, you know, even though we do have some indicators, it's hard to really say, yeah, it's going to go break bullish on a rally, or no, it's going to break bearish and go on a downtrend. Right now, if you look at the MACD, we're still trading above, you guys. You know, all the indicators point at a very stable growth, which is, for the long-term aspect of Bitcoin, is great. Now, do I think something amazing is going to happen? It's possible. You know, it's no guaranteed science or fortune telling going on here, but let's back out and let's see. So there's that Mike Novogratz prediction of 10,000. I know he quote unquote updated it, but we're still keeping that up there because, you know, I want to hold somebody accountable. They're going to throw a number out there. Let's keep it there. So we're looking at a stable growth, right? So we are currently, oh, I got my magnet on. Let me go ahead and turn that off. So we're about right here. So if we break this trend and we're going to stay stable, like on a stable market, it wouldn't be surprising if we kind of do like this for growth. There you go. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see that. So as you can see, it's not taking off to the moon. It's not parabolic. It's just not straight up, but it's gradual, and then that is a very, very tell sign of a healthy market. And this would actually be good for Bitcoin if it were to go on a path more similar to this than, you know, just to take off, go to the moon, and then we go back to another bear market, and you know, that's not real healthy. It'll work, but it's not what you really want to see, especially when you want to get these big players into Bitcoin and the market. So my, I guess you want to call it best guesstimate, is that we should see some stable. I think we're going to break out of this resistance. We're getting ready to start beating our heads against it again. But with the way everything's setting up with MACD, with the stochastic RSI, with all the other indicators, I think we're going to break through this now. I don't think we're going to make a bull run of 10,000. I do not want you to take it that way. I think, you know, we might find a little resistance right here, 6,800, and we'll see where we go through as far as breaking through that. Another thing I like doing is I'm going to put a ray. I know some people probably are like, a ray? But we'll start with this here. That's probably the low. And the reason I'm going to start here is if you look, we have a low here, a higher low, another higher low, and even though this is not much of a trend, it is another higher low. So let's just go ahead and start here. We'll bring our ray, and this was our next low. And as you can see, oh, I'm sorry, set it right there. As you can see, We've tested it here, stayed above, tested here, stay above, tested here, stay above. So, you know, the green line, so this is our levels of support. So if you haven't seen them before, this is the original. This is that, you know, 6,000 line at last hurrah, so to say, of support. And we've stayed above it all year long. But then we started getting into higher lows. So this is the lowest point, next lowest. So we set our trend line there. Trend line stayed above it, still above it. So long-term trend, this is it. Short-term trend, this is starting to become a trend. And if we take this, we could probably actually back it all the way out. Hold on, let me grab this line. I'm gonna grab this one right here. Let's go ahead and move it over here. And if you notice, we set a low, a new or higher low. We kind of broke it a little bit, but we came back above it. We broke a little bit, came back above. Now we're fighting against it. So for me, although the other one was your trend that I put out here, I think we're setting a new trend. I think we're, as you can see, we're starting to flatten out these you know, lower highs that we've been having all year. So, you know, here's a high, a new lower high, a new lower high, a new lower high, new lower high. Now we're going flat, which is great. So we're setting new higher lows. We're starting to even out. So what we really need to see is a new higher high. And I'm not saying higher than this, and a lot of people out there say, oh, we got to get above 7,500 or 7,300, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to get above this high. This is our last high. We need to get above 6,800 and find a level of support right there at 6,800. So since we're talking about all this, let me just go ahead and mark this down for you guys. So I'm saying right here, 6,800, sometime in the future, we need to break that level, and then we need to find support on it. And if you're new to the videos, or you're new to technical analysis and just kind of what it's about, let me just draw it out. I mean, it's nothing better than a simple paper. So what we need to do is come through this resistance level, go through 6,800, and let it come down and find resistance and or find support before we go back up. And if we come back down again, find that support above it and start stair stepping. That's a healthy market. That's what we want to see. So I'm saying in the next week or two, we should break this resistance level, break through this resistance here to ceiling, and set a new higher high and find some support. If we find support, then that looks like it's starting to trend in a new channel and trend in the shape of a new rally. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff, but let me know what you guys think about that. Everybody's looking for that next bull market and everything that we're predicting that's going to happen, and I like to think that I'm not overly bullish or, you know, bearish on these things. I try to be as level-headed about them as possible, because I don't want to give out false hope, false information. I really want to try to be as accurate as I can for you guys and help you understand, you know, what I look for. And what I look for might not be the best, but let me get y'all's opinion. Do you think we're about to break out of this? Do you think we're about to go on another run, or do you think we're going to consolidate a little more over here? So with that, let's go ahead and hop over into the markets. Let's just look at what the markets are doing. If you're new to the channel, I know CoinMarketCap's what a lot of your YouTubers and other people use, but one thing I want to do is bring you different alternatives to that, because, you know, market cap's great now. I'm not bashing it. It's, hey, if you like it, more power to you, but I just want to give you alternatives. So if you check out our videos, every video I try to use a different tool as far as tracking the market. So in today's, we're going to do CoinCodex. Again, just full disclaimer, this channel is not supported by anybody. We're not sponsored by any of these websites. This is just me giving you the information and letting you try to make the best possible decision for your possible situation. So here on Coin Index, right now they got Bitcoin obviously ranked number 1, Ethereum, then Ripple, followed by Bitcash, EOS, and it's real similar to coin market cap the way they do. You know, you got your 24-hour percent change, and as you can see, it actually just live updated, which is actually kind of nice. So it's one thing coin market cap doesn't do. Just for your information, if you ever do go on there, if you want to update it, you have to refresh it. Whereas this site and some of the others I did, like CoinGecko and stuff, do a live update, which is great. So there you go. You see Bitcoin just changed. So it went from 0.8 to 0.79% gain. Now it's back to 0.8. I do like the graph, the way they do it, as far as how they break it down. And you got your market cap and your 24-hour volume. Again, you got your 100 total top 100s, and you can extend that further. But right now, as you can see, you guys, I mean, even if you look at the graph, we are up, but we're kind of flat. If you break it further out, if you could imagine zooming out of this chart, what you really would see is it more kind of flat. It kind of goes up at an angle, but it is flat. So, which is great. You don't want to come out of a bear market and just go straight to the moon. It's not good. You really want to see that consolidation. You really want to see it level out before you start making those good, solid growth rallies. So and a lot of them are doing that. You do see some downtrends and stuff, but as a general whole, the market is looking a lot better than it was, say, just 2-3 months ago. But they have stuff in here. Bitcoin dominance 52%, total market cap. So our total market cap's up to $221 billion. About a month ago, it was just sitting at 200, and we actually fluctuated under that for a time. So it coming up, that's some more good news. There's your total volume. You got some other stuff as far as it going into exchanges news. I'll just click exchanges just so you can see what it looks like. So it comes in here and it just gives you some different exchanges to use. Now it breaks down the like this is Korean won. So if you're on Bithumb, Korean won, which ones you can trade in. So if you go to Binance, for example, you can use Binance token, you can use Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Tether. So this is another nice thing. If you do not know, say, let's do HIT BTC. Say you've never been to the website and you're like, hey, what do I need to go to trade there without actually having to visit the website? You can come right here and look at it. Okay, they trade in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether. Great. I have Ethereum. I want to trade in Ethereum. You can do it there. You can go look at some of these other ones. I've never even heard of some of these, but yeah, if it just gives you more options, and the more information, the more power you have in this market, and it really does help. So check these guys out. You know, if you like it, great, and if you want to go back CoinMarketCap or wherever you came from, by all means. This is not a recommendation one way or another. It's just giving you the information. Let's hit some quick news for the day. So this one's coming from Cointelegraph. It's talking about how the crypto markets is finally seeing a wave of modest growth after a period of relative stability. So they're using the Coin 360, and if this is actually kind of a cool block layout, so if you kind of like this, go check Coin 360 out. And if I'll leave a link in the description below to these articles, so if you want to just click the Coin 360, but it shows the top 100. As you can see, it's a sea of green. Now, granted, this sea of green, you're talking 1 to 3%. You got a few more that are above that, but nothing really overly dramatic. And the reds, you see, you're talking very, very minute. Everything's pretty much under 2%. But it goes into how for the past 8 weeks that we've seen Bitcoin fluctuate within $600 up or down. So in previous videos I said, about 6,500, 6,550, right around there, and give or take about $200 to $300 is kind of where we're seeing this flatness come from. But if you look at the graph, and we'll just go right back to it, if you go back to Bitcoin, even though it is flat, when you're going out on this one day, as you can see, let's go 8 weeks, so roughly right here, as you can see, it's actually trending upward. It's slight, it's slow, and it's not what a lot of people hope for. A bunch of people hoping to get rich and go to the moon, but it is growth, you guys. If you get in down here, that's growth. So that's a good thing. But it is flat, which is, again, like I say all the time, it's good for the market. So this really goes into it. If you really want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description below. Come check out this article. It's on Cointelegraph. The last article I wanted to go over with you guys is on News BTC, and it's just talking about how Wall Street's getting into the crypto Bitcoin. And could it be a coincidence that Bitcoin's stabilizing as, you know, as Wall Street's starting to, you know, peek into it? And this is a good article going over how Bitcoin was so volatile. It's been volatile, and if you've been in the market for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to the market, it's not unusual to see Bitcoin drop 70%. It happens, but since the beginning of Bitcoin, those percent drops have drastically shrunk. So we're starting to get into a more stable area of Bitcoin's life, and that really helps as far as the growth of Bitcoin, as far as getting into all these, you know, Wall Street funds and things of that nature. So what this is saying is stuff like Backed coming out, the crypto markets getting on Wall Street and stuff, all that stuff starting to happen is really bringing that stability to Bitcoin. So if you want to learn a little more about that and why Bitcoin is starting to kind of flatten out right now, this is a good read to kind of go into it. So, you know, again, I'll put that down in the description below. But with that, guys, I don't want to take too long. I hope this video is helpful. I hope it answers some questions for you, especially if you're new to the channel. But if you like this, you want to see more, by all means subscribe, hit that notification bell, and pound that like, as we're a new channel trying to grow. Also, we're going to provide Coin of the Week every week. We're also going to give you technical analysis and news. We also have an instructional 101. So if you're new to the crypto world and you want to learn how to buy crypto walkthroughs, we're going to include that. We don't charge. There's people out there that charge for stuff like that. I feel like that information should be free. We shouldn't charge people for just learning. I mean, this is an exciting market, and I want people to be as excited as I am about cryptocurrency. So if you look into our playlist, you'll actually see we actually have like a little mini crypto course on how to buy it, where to buy it. You know, it's no recommendations, it's just our information, and hopefully it helps you. But I hope you enjoy that, and with that, you guys, I hope you have happy trading. We'll talk to you next time.